All right, joining me here today after the third round of the LOTTE Championship is Mariel. You played great today. You had your low round of the week with a 68. Can you just take us through your round?
Yeah, so I started out pretty solid on my front nine. I had four birdies and no bogeys. Um, and on the back, it started to get a little windy, so I had some like fallouts here and there, but I was able to keep it steady at even and close out with a four under.
Playing a kind of home game, do you think that the support of your family and friends out here is helping?
Yes, definitely. Every day, my sponsor and his family has been out here, and a lot of friends and family who normally would just cheer me on through like texts or calls are out here. So it's great to see them up close and personal, and them always clapping for me always gives cheers me up.
Hey Mariel, good round today.
Thank you.
I think when you had it rolling on the front nine, at times you were maybe around the top 10 or 15 at a couple points there, and I'm not sure what exactly you are at the moment, but I think your best finish to date is top 20 this rookie season. What would it mean to you to have another good round tomorrow and put yourself in that kind of conversation?
I mean, that would mean a whole lot to me. I've played this tournament in 2023 and I didn't make the cut. And to play really well here at home means a lot. And possibly my best finish, that'd be really exciting for me. Not going to put too much pressure though, like it's anyone's game and there's a lot of birdies out there. So I'm just going to try to stay patient and just do my thing as usual.
Yeah, the wind you talked about on the back nine today, and it's still kind of going right now. How would you rate that as far as a normal occurrence out here on this course, or stronger, or yeah?
I'd say on the front nine, it was pretty mellow. And on the back nine, when we're blowing about like 20 to 30 miles per hour, it can get pretty nasty out here and make it a lot more difficult than it usually is. So I think placing the ball is really important. I think Allison touched on that yesterday. And I agree that and getting some putts to roll into helps a lot.
Well, welcome home, and
Thank
I'm
you.
glad that you are playing in the weekend. And,
Yeah.
well, one day of the weekend anyway. So, my question has to do with being a rookie, but then in a lot of other sports, they say by this point of the first year, a lot of athletes don't feel like they're a rookie anymore. Is that kind of the case for you, or is it going to take like maybe a top 10 here, or do you already feel that way?
Definitely, I don't feel like a rookie so much anymore compared to when we started in February in Bradenton. I felt so nervous and, kind of out of place. And here I'm able to say hi and chat with a lot of other players and caddies and feel more comfortable with like top names hitting right next to me or putting on the same green. Yeah,
Great, thank you.
thank you.
Maybe earlier this rookie season, was there a moment where you're playing with somebody in particular that was like a welcome to the LPGA moment?
Yeah, actually, it was I played a nine-hole practice round in Boston with Stacy Lewis, and I got to the tee first, and she kind of walked up, and I was like, "Oh, is she gonna join me?" But she was super nice. Her and her caddy, and her a whole team out there were really welcoming. So I thought that was really nice. Usually, sometimes some players might want to tend to themselves, but it's really nice to see veteran players like reaching out and giving tips here and there to rookies.
Right on. These last few years playing on the Epson Tour for you, I think you touched on it on the first day, but can you give a sense of what those 3 years were like for you, fighting through those qualifyings and finally getting to the point where you are a full-fledged tour member?
Yeah, I just remember for the past two seasons, like posting some solid rounds and getting close, but not really quite winning. And I would get frustrated at times because I know my game is a lot better than that. But I just stayed patient. And even though without a win on the Epson Tour, I was still able to get my tour card through Q School. So that can kind of attest to, just being really patient and just taking one day at a time, one tournament at a time. Can't really control like what other people do, only like how like what you do and how you feel. So that's kind of what I've been sticking to.
I think as a high school player, a junior player here in Hawaii, you had a lot of success, some individual HHSA championships, UCLA All American status. So, do you consider yourself a patient person? Like when you had to kind of go through those few years, or is that something you had to learn as you went?
I think it was definitely something I had to learn when I first turned professional. I graduated right during COVID, so I had like no status anywhere. So I was kind of lost for a little bit. Even questioned if this was something I wanted to continue in the future. But with the support of my family, especially, I was able to like just push through and work hard, and here I am now.
Right on. And then last question for me: was there a singular tournament or moment that kind of exemplified what you just mentioned about, finding yourself or breaking through?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say Q Series of last year. Q Series is always a grind. We play about 5 rounds, and it's freezing, it's raining, the conditions aren't ideal. And everything's on the line at the end of the season. That's where everything counts, and a lot of pressure is on. So during that tournament, when I sunk my par putt on like our very last hole, I was like, oh man, I did it. So that's kind of attests to all the hard work I've put in, kind of culminated at that moment.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
want to follow up one thing since you mentioned Stacy Lewis, and this being like I guess our Aloha tournament we could call it. Do you remember when you were probably quite young, but she used to play here in Hawaii in different tournaments, and she had some pretty good finishes, and Michelle would be in some of those, and along those lines too. Do you know Michelle pretty well? And you got all this Punahou pipeline going now.
Yeah. So when I grew up, I used to come out to Ko'olina and like ask for signatures. So it's kind of a full circle moment when I see like juniors here, and I'm pretty sure like Stacy and Michelle were playing at that time. Michelle and I are a little like farther apart in years, but she's always nice, wishing me like good luck on social media. So that's really nice.
Well, I was talking with Alexa yesterday, and she hasn't met Michelle, so maybe you can set that up someday.
Yeah, possibly.
Perfect. Thank you, Mariel.
Thank you.
Thank you.